Hey guys, Cece Cheney here, and today I'm giving a little bit of an update instead of health tips. Today has been an interesting day. Let's just start there. The title I put in this is something like my shotgun Colombian wedding didn't pass the sniff test. So, like, what am I talking about? So, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, I'm not exactly sure when that happened. Hey, Love Bug, thanks for hopping on. You're gonna love this. So, hubby and I had to get remarried here in Colombia because I accidentally threw away our marriage certificate. And, we got it here. We got a copy here. Our mother-in-law was so kind to get us a copy, but then we had to send it back to the U.S. to get it apostilled, and then we needed it to get, it's okay, Boris. Boris is like yelling at me because I've been gone all day, right? So we had to get it apostilled, then we had to get it translated and all this stuff. And we just didn't think it could all happen in time for our visa, for the time we had left on our visas. So we decided to just get married here, right? Which was so cool. Like, okay, I've got another anniversary. Totally cool. Awesome. I'm probably going to forget it. And, so we found out, gosh, maybe 4 or 5 days ago that hubby's visa went through, right? So he got 3 years. He can stay here in Colombia and all that's great. So our lawyer put in my information. Our lawyer sent my stuff up to Bogota. And, I was hoping to hear back in 4 days as well. Well, I did. And my shotgun wedding here in Colombia did not pass the sniff test with immigration. They were like, why are y'all getting married here? What is this about? You're probably just trying to get a visa and not actually married. Ha! So, I mean, that's a risk that you run when you do this, right? So, we were notified by our lawyers that we had 5 days to get me to Bogota to be interviewed by their immigration officials to make sure that Jason and I are actually together. Mind you, we have been together since 2008, married since 2012. There's absolutely nothing artificial or not real about that. However, they sent us some information so that we could practice for this interview, so we could be prepared. And Jason was like, I'm not looking at that. Like, I know you know me. There's no reason for us to look at it. So I grabbed the paper and I'm like, okay, let me make sure I can answer all of these questions. I am like seriously having like a little bit of a panic going, holy crap, what if one of our answers doesn't match up? Are they going to ship me out of Colombia? Jason's got 3 years. He's sitting pretty. I have to go and prove that I'm allowed to be here, right? So I just got back from Bogota. So we woke up this morning around 3:30 and we flew to Bogota. Went straight to the immigration office. Let me tell you, it is cold outside in Bogota in the morning. So if you are planning a trip, make sure you bring a sweater, right? But we went in for our interview, right? So here are some of the sample questions. It's really not anything crazy intimidating. I don't know how 11 years together would make me nervous, but I was so nervous. So when, how, and where did we meet, right? What are each other's favorite food? Right? Who do they live with? How many rooms are in the house or apartment? What color are the walls in the apartment you live in? Right? So this makes sense if people are just faking it, right? I don't know what color the walls are, right? Of course, I know the color of our walls, right? How many rooms are there? How many bathrooms are there? Where's the TV located in the home? How many TVs are there? What appliance brands do you use? So that one kind of tripped me up. And I literally actually said, oh my God, like, what do I say for appliances? Which is so dumb. Like, it's so ridiculous. But I was literally going, oh my gosh, I have to prove that I'm really married to this man, so I better have some answers to these questions, right? Then they wanted to know, like, name all the people in their nuclear family. Can you name all their siblings? Can you name their parents? Can you name all of these things? And I'm going, well, holy crap, Jason never met my dad. My dad passed before we were together. Is he gonna remember my dad's name? Like I'm having the most ridiculous conversation with myself because I'm a worrywart. That's who and what I am. So just, in case you didn't know that about me, right? They even had something on here. I'm not gonna read all these questions because it's like a really long page. What color pajamas did they wear to bed the night before? Right? Like, it was so crazy. It was so crazy. They also said that you should have, pictures proving that you've known each other for a long time and all this kind of stuff. So I didn't pack pictures. I figured if push came to shove, I could hop on Facebook real quick and have plenty of memories on there. And when I get there, right, so I fly to Bogota this morning. I wake up at 3:30 in the morning. I catch an Uber to the airport. I fly directly there. We get off of the plane and we directly head to the immigration office. So I am at immigration waiting outside in the cold for the doors to open. I get up there. We go through the process. We check in. We wait. We get called pretty quickly for our interview. I'm nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I have to prove I'm married to this man. How in the world? What if they ask me something and I can't get it right? So she calls me back. Our number pops up on the screen. We go to the back. And she asked us, first, do we speak English or Spanish? I say English. I do not want to be interviewed in Spanish. That will not go well for us, right? So I say English. She says, okay, we'll do this interview in English then. And then she said, so you guys do you have your paperwork? I gave her my paperwork. So you guys are married. Were you guys married in the United States? I say yes. She says, okay, do you have proof of that? I do, right? Because I have my copy that my mother-in-law sent me. It's not in Spanish though, which was not the legal way to present it. So I gave it to her, and she looks at it, and she's like, "Why did you guys get married here if you've got this?" So then I have to explain to her that, well, the situation is that I couldn't get all my paperwork back in time for this visa process to happen right now. She says, okay, was just asking. And then she dismisses us, sends us back into the office, takes all my paperwork, asks me no more questions. All of these questions I'm like freaking out about the night before. She asked me none of them. And then I head on over back into the room. Maybe an hour and a half later, hey, Cece, or Chantel's my legal name, right? She says, your visa's been approved. I've got 3 years in Colombia now. Having to prove nothing. All I basically had to do was buy a round trip flight immediately and get there and show her my documentation. So that is the update on our shotgun wedding. I am probably not going to remember to celebrate it in the future, but that it is legit and it is legal. So that is what happened. Thank you for hopping on, guys. I know it's a little bit crazy. I was so nervous for no reason, obviously. Jason had no cares in the world because he already had his 3-year visa. So whatever. Look, if you guys have ever thought about being an expat, living abroad, or anything like that, and you've got questions, I have seen the good and the bad now. I've gotten my documents all the way right and not right. So if you've got questions, feel free to shoot me a message at any point. I'm totally cool with sharing any information I can to help you in your process. But that is what the deal is. I didn't know how the story was going to end. Me neither. I'm like, oh my God, what if I get deported? What if they're like, you got to get out now? Technically, Shanika, I totally have like another month and a half on my visitor's visa, so that would have been fine. I shouldn't have been just deported right there on the spot, but that didn't stop my mind from going there. But that's the story. Thank you guys for hopping on today. Love you guys so much, and I will chat with you later. Ciao.